All right, it's time we spin a yarn about these teams. We've got to do both of them in this one, the People Squad and also my team. Slight improvement on the People Squad this week. Went from 630 to 607. We were looking at a much better result, but unfortunately we lost Jesse Ramian pretty late, obviously, heading into Monday with an ear infection, and we didn't have any centre cover. So this is where it obviously hurt us. It'd be nice to have someone like, even Jack Bird wouldn't have worked this week either, but someone like that in there would be nice to have as cover, but it wasn't to be, and we missed out on sort of around 40 to 50 points there, unfortunately. But we move on, we move up. We have Moses coming back, which is really ideal. In terms of our trade-ins this week, Adam Dewey went great, and also we had DCE, so 60 and 79 for those two guys was awesome. The rest of the team was pretty solid. Obviously, having Avriello in there with the 45 was great. Crichton 41, Lolo 47, Marnie not going as well as normal, but having to play Watson for 22 and Hunt for 41, we probably could have attempted to take Walsh's score for 45, but with how Watson's been going, for example, I thought that there's a good chance he was going to get 50 plus anyway, and that wasn't to be. But is what is on that one there. We traded out Nico Hines, which was great as well, in terms of, he only got 28 there. And so, a really solid trade out for that one. But going forward, we have 6 trades. We got 977 last week, which is a bit different to the 1140 or whatever the week before. But 6 trades left. So I think this is going to be really helpful for our team. I'd imagine a lot of guys in the top 1,000, top 500 are sitting with 0, 1, 2 trades maybe. I've been speaking to a couple of people, and they're sitting at 0 trades and have sort of 18 strong players. And if they lose 1 or 2, like if you're sitting there with Hunt, for example, then there's 1 down, and then another 1 or 2 happen over the next few weeks. And I think that this team especially is going to come over the top of them. If there's not many injuries or suspensions, then we probably won't move up as high as I would like. But in the grand scheme of things, I think we're going to improve well, over the next bunch of weeks. Especially having Moses back is going to be great, so we can move him, straight into Hunt's position, for example. Hopefully Hughes continues to play. Raymond's going to be back, so just moving on Hunt will be the smart one. I think we can really get another big upgrade in this team. Not that there's too many on this side to choose from. If you're actually looking at the squad, the guys on the side, there's not too many guys that you be looking to target. Obviously, Cleary coming back would be ideal. Crazy to see that Corey Harawira is sitting there in the 4th highest price that we don't have at the moment, with Morris and then McInnes up there as well. So it'll be interesting to see who we decide to pick out of these guys. Obviously, we do have a lot of halves at the moment, so it could be someone like Cam Murray, could be a solid one, but we'll work it out from there. Maybe we want to use a downgrade, and I think it's probably worth it if we can get Cleary. If he plays next week or the week after, I think it might be smart for us to do that. We can do a big downgrade through one of the guys that, whether it's a Watson or something like that, we could do a big downgrade and then upgrade a Hunt. But we'll work that out as we go along. So that's kind of the People Squad at the moment. 6 trades left. I'd probably like to use 1 or 2 this week, or at least try to get Cleary over the next 2. And then I think we can really dominate the last section. I suppose the big question is going to be who we're going to captain for this week coming. Obviously, DCE is up against Melbourne, so I can see him getting a decent score, but I wouldn't expect a dominant one. Same with Trbojevic, again a decent score, but in terms of being dominant, probably not. So it's kind of the question: do you go like a Papali'i, a Haas, a Mane over this next week? So that'll be the question, but we'll work that out as we come to it. So that's that one there, and then we'll move to my squad. And it didn't go as well, about 920 this week, and lost a couple hundred rankings, so sitting back at 984 now. Not as ideal. Obviously got 5 trades remaining. A few bad things happened this week. Obviously kept Hines. CHN didn't go very well. He's now been moved back to the bench, which is hurtful. Ben Hunt's injury didn't help at all. So he's going to have to be traded out. We then have Foggs that didn't play either, and I had to play Verrills in that one. So a few things that weren't perfect, but I was expecting my team not to go as well as the People Squad or a few others, for example, just because the team value isn't as high. We've just got it sort of scored fairly well at certain points and just kind of got through the year solidly. But in terms of trading this week, then it's going to be someone like, Foggs hasn't been named again, but I think it's worth holding on to him, just with him definitely coming back, and he'll be able to score well upon return, especially if he's been given adequate rest, it seems like. But obviously Ben Hunt leaving the squad, and then the question is, do we do like a CHN? do we go for Nico Hines? And then the targets we'd be looking at. So obviously sitting there with only 2K remaining. So if I'm trading 717 and 707, 1.4 mil to use over 2 people. The question is, do we go another back? I do have Walsh there. I could slot in there, and I wouldn't have any back cover apart from, I suppose I could use Manu as the cover, and have, I got the 3 with Bird obviously, so I could use that as cover for the wing fullbacks. That might be the smart option, because then that might allow me to go I could go to DCE and Trindle, for example. If I wanted to do that, I'd have enough money to do that easily. The other question could be, do I go to Reid Mane at 707, and someone else that we have here was a good option. Yeah, I can go Dewey, for example. He would cover wing fullback also, and also that half position that I'm kind of struggling with. I think getting Mane would be pretty ideal, as just the fact that Watson's probably someone we'd like to trade out in the next few weeks as well. So he'd cover that position. I don't have Hunt to cover that anymore, so I think that's probably the smartest option, is to get Reid and then probably go for Adam Dewey. They have a really nice run to finish out the year, and he's someone that could really dominate the back end of the season. We know what he's been scoring like at 6, and he's at a price that's really attractive. So they could be 2 trades that I think is probably going to work best for my team this week. The other way would work just as well with DCE and also Trindle, but that will get me 2 halves. But then I'm sitting there with only Watson as my hooker, which I don't think is probably smart. If I can go for Reid and also Dewey, I think that would work pretty well. Munster's also a solid option as well. Obviously, my halves position at the moment is pretty weak as well, with Fogg's not playing. I'm sitting there with only Schuster as as a starting half, which pretty well means that I think Dewey's probably the man, because he can cover the half position, he can cover the wing fullback, so I'd have cover for that. And also getting Reid would help me with the hooker position. So that's kind of how I look at my trades, guys. At this point of the season, I do have 5 trades left. That'd get me to 3, which I think would be enough to finish off the year having sort of 18 solid players, with the possibility of upgrading or downgrading, CHN and Watson. I could go down to Trindle, up to DCE would be a solid option. That would clearly cover the halves position, and that might be the way I have to round out the rest of the year, and the rest of the team will probably stay steady, which I think is completely fair. Let me know what you think. I think that probably just balances it out a little bit better. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Hope you got a lot out of it. Hope it helps you with your last few trades that you got for the year. I really appreciate all you guys' support. Obviously, the ones that are left and still making trades, or just the fans of the channel it's really important. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Have a good one.